This is an art style that I like to use sometimes. This is 4xUltraSharp, and I'm going to move the slider, and you're going to see the upscaler model that we're going to talk about in this video. And this is an image from a Lady Gaga training set that I'm working on, and sometimes you have to upscale training images so they meet the resolution of what the trained lore is going to be. And this is 4xUltraSharp, and this is the model I'm going to show you guys. Look how much more realistic it looks when I use that model. Sup, time travelers? This is Open Model Database, and you could get lost scrolling through here for days and days, which is why I think one person started using 4xUltraSharp without trying any other ones, and then a bunch of other Stable Diffusion YouTubers just copied them. I won't say any names, but Frenchie Mumblefresh, Mr. Copy Parameters, Wobbly Cartoon Avatar with filter to make his voice sound like a terrible scratchy AI voice, and even Guy who sounds like he's about to pass out from exhaustion, they all told me to use 4xUltraSharp in their videos. I spent a long time using that, wasting my time and struggling and not getting generations that I liked. But before you go off elsewhere to look at other YouTubers to find out which upscaler you should use, like I did, and I stumbled across this one channel that is like an AI generated image of a hot girl that was animated with a voice to video from some sweaty neckbeard in some random country God knows where. You know, the one? The AI communist? Why are you communist, girl? Lol, I'm a dude. Or that weird open pose ghost guy, like, what's going on? The movement doesn't match the cadence or the voice of the context of the video. Stop! Stay right here. I'll tell you which model it is. It's 4xFFHQ DAT. Mesmerize it.
You cannot mesmerize me. I'm British.
This is my look of disapproval. Hey, here's a shout out to you other creators. I got started by watching videos from some of those channels, so I've thrown down my too many fingers gauntlet, and I have a message for you guys at the end of the video. In this video, I'll be showing you examples of using these upscalers in Forge, which is a fork of Automatic 1111. And if you want to learn more about Forge, you can check out the video linked in the card right here or down in the descriptables below. I have used these upscalers in Automatic 11 and Comfy UI, and I will show some examples of other upscalers in this video, so stay right here. I'm going to go over some other example uses and comparisons, but before that, I'm going to show you how to find your own upscalers to help you save time in the future when you want to just try something different. You just go to openmodeldb.info, and let's say you want sharper images, which is what led me down this rabbit hole to begin with, because 4xUltraSharp wasn't cutting it for me. I just went to this site and put in the word sharp. These weren't here yet. This was. I still use this sometimes. I use this sometimes for specific types of art. I use this one for portraits. And I use this anime sharp a lot for different artistic styles, not just anime, but anything that looks like it was painted or drawn. Another way is to go to anywhere that you like to go to look at other people's prompts. What I like to do is go to Civet AI and then load up the model page that I like, which is Realistic Vision version 5.1 for this example. And I'll scroll down until I see something that looks like has a prompt I want to use. Right click that, hit open in a new tab. Go over here and hit copy all next to generation data. Paste it into the prompt box and then hit this down left arrow. And in this case, you can see that the artist did use hires.fix because they got it turned on here, but they didn't change it off of the default latent model. If they did, you see the name here. Let's say, for example, they were using anime sharp, right? Like that. And you wanted to go find it. You just select it and then hit Control C. And then go to google.com, paste it in, and type PTH at the end and hit enter. Open Model Database and Hugging Face are pretty trustworthy sites. I'll open both of those up to show you how to download. Here's Open Model DB. You can go like this and compare it. Obviously, when they put these comparisons on here, they put their best example, and your mileage will vary. The download's over here. You just click that. Sometimes you get this mega upload, download, what's it, and you'll see this. So if you know what these are for, tell me in the comments. I'm not particularly familiar, but I think they're just converted versions. For Forge and other stable diffusion variants, including at least the workflows and comfy UI that I've tried, they use the .pth file, and that's all you should need. Just drop it in whatever folder where you keep your upscalers. For Hugging Face, sometimes you land on the model card, and in this case, there's nothing on the model card page. Go back to files and versions. Oh, there's a whole bunch of files here. Sometimes you'll see that. So you got to hit Control F so you get your browser search box. In this case, Firefox has it in the bottom left. Other browsers have it in the top right. Paste it in. There you go. You found it. There's your download button. And you just download it. You know how to download files.
Perfect. Then it's just a download.
But if you're stuck on a Hugging Face page, it looks like this. You just hit this download it link right here. And it's giving me the file to download. All right, now moving on to showing you a few examples of different ways you can use upscalers. For this section, I recommend you full screen the video either on your phone or on a PC so you can see all the details. It would be much better on a PC monitor. Starting with hires.fix. All right, this is the image that I was showing you earlier. Right now, this is the before, like as if you generated your art without hires.fix, and this is with using 4xUltraSharp, and you can see how much more details it adds. And here's my video editor that I use for making my videos. And I've got 4xUltraSharp here on the left and 4xFFHQDAT on the right, and they're both cropped to the exact same spot. See how it's cropped here? And then if I hit the crop button on the other one, I cropped it in the exact same spot so that I can move this cursor to compare. Now let's full screen my video editor. And if you see my cursor on the left, that's 4xUltraSharp. And when my cursor's on the right, it's 4xFFHQDAT. I'll do it slowly. Now you can see, okay, left, UltraSharp. Look at the eyes and the eyelashes. See how much of an improvement there is? Now look at the detail on the lips. 4xUltraSharp, FFHQDAT. All right, here's another generated image before adding hires.fix and after. And here's with hires.fix, but I've cropped it in and moving right, FFHQDAT. Only slightly more details in that case, going back and forth. All right, now let's move on to the Extras tab. This is used for upscaling your personal photos or maybe upscaling a training image that you need to be at a specific resolution before you start training. If you're not familiar, it's this tab right here, where let's say I wanted to upscale this picture, I just drop it in and then choose some settings down here. I will be doing a video about this in the near future. Consider the video you're watching right now part 1 of a series of upscaling videos. Here's an example of before, but that's 4xUltraSharp. Let's look at the cropped in one in my video editor. 4xUltraSharp, and then FFHQDAT. See how less poppy, or poppy, I mean like, it's like oversaturated with 4xUltraSharp. Then moving the cursor to the right, it's not as bad. It looks more natural. Now look at, this is the original of the Lady Gaga training image I was showing you earlier. And then going to the right, oh like, oh thank God, with 4xUltraSharp you've saved my life, it's so much better. But you should train your eye to not allow these dark lines like around her giggly bits. I'm not going to use the word and get the YouTube police after me. And here's the cropped in comparison on my video editor, 4xUltraSharp, and then FFHQDAT. There's still a tiny bit of graininess, but you're at the point to where if you needed like a full body training image, this is good enough. You don't want to train a bunch of portrait images with this low of quality. But if you need the body shape, this is going to help you out. I did a whole video based on over a year of research and testing that I did myself about how to actually train the correct body shapes when training Alora. You can click the card up there, obviously, if you want to watch it, but it goes over some more details about gathering a data set before training a model that you may not know about. Stuff that I figured out. So if you haven't seen that one, I highly recommend it. Now here's another one. It's really, really hard to see, but here's the slider between the version of having no upscaling or cleanup done to it and then moving it to the right. Okay, can't really see there, That's, by the way, this is Casey Roll, my most recent lore that I've released on my Patreon. But anyways, here's cropped into my video editor. You can see what I mean. So moving the cursor to the right, you're not seeing any difference. So this is another case where 4xUltraSharp is fine. That's because the original image has a ton of data for you to work with. I have a ton of trained LoRa models with my JSON config files you can try on my Patreon, as well as the training data images if you want to train models yourself from my datasets. The most recent one, like I just mentioned, is for Casey Roll. Check out my Patreon using the link in the descriptables below and support the channel. And now the next section is about image to image and cleanup, which is something that I just started doing on my own. I didn't get the idea from a video. Maybe other people do this in videos as well, but instead of just using the extras tab, you use this tab right here, which is generating a whole brand new image, but using an image you drop in here as a guide for the generated image, and you give it like very, very few steps or whatever to generate. This is crazy. I'll do it like this. Here, that's better. This is before upscaling, another Sandra Bullock image. And going left, this is what it looks like after. All right, let's check out the cropped in one. This one is 4xUltraSharp. And this is FFHQDAT. I hope you see it. FFHQDAT looks like a more natural image. Whereas this, it's too sharp. I wish I could tone back the sharpness, but keep the detail that 4xUltraSharp adds. But this one's a really good one for having a training image of the face. All right, here's one of Casey Roll. Look around the eyes. You see like the JPEG stuff going on. And the hair is also kind of wacky. And moving right. This is 4xUltraSharp. You can see how much detail it adds to the image. And the cropped in version keeps messing with my brain because my cursor has to go the opposite direction to pull this off. This is 4xUltraSharp and then FFHQDAT. Again, it's looking more natural. I'll go back and forth so you can see it. 4xUltraSharp, FFHQDAT. UltraSharp, HQDAT. Now this next section is one of my most favorite uses of an upscaler, plus one of the biggest headaches in the world there is to get set up correctly. But once you do get it set up correctly, you can save one of your generations for the metadata and try it later on similar styles or art that you're creating. And that's using the image to image tab again, but this time to upscale and add details to your generated art. Like here's what I call a prompt image that I did for Amber Mid-Thunder. Go like that. Now here's an example of the before. You know, this is generated with hires.fix, and then moving this line left, you could see what happens when I upscale it again with the image to image tab. All right, here's my cropped in, and this is 4xUltraSharp. And then there's your FFHQDAT. A lot more natural looking. Here is some art I did of Ella Purnell. So again, this is generated with hires.fix, and this is using the image to image tab to add more details. Really makes the colors pop and the details jump out at you. But this is 4xUltraSharp. So cropped in, we've got 4xUltraSharp and then 4xFFHQDAT. It's less punchy and more natural looking and looks much better with this style. All right, something a little bit different here. This is Rose McGowan. This is just hires.fix generation and then adding the image to image to add more detail. This is 4xUltraSharp. And I have a few comparisons here because I'm going to show you about the anime upscalers and how they work for this oil painting style. But first of all, this is 4xUltraSharp, and when I move my cursor to the right, you're going to see FFHQDAT. In this case, I might have gone with 4xUltraSharp in this regard. It's up to you how you want your style to be, but hold on. This is FFHQDAT versus Anime Sharp. Anime Sharp brings some of that detail back that 4xUltraSharp was giving us. Again, this is FFHQDAT, kind of like flat and blurred almost a little tiny bit, but Anime Sharp makes it punchy without being too punchy. This is super tiny in OBS, but it says 4x Fatal Anime 5, I guess 500,000. So, yeah, FFHQDAT, and then that one, whoa, that does a lot more contrast if you want to try that upscaler. Now this comparison is 4x Anime Sharp versus 4x Fatal Anime. 4x Anime Sharp, and then Fatal Anime. Go back and forth there a little bit for you. You can definitely get lost for months of your life trying all these different upscalers, which is why I recommend using 4x FFHQDAT as your base one, and then I'll have a link in the description box below for you to click and grab some other models that you can try for your various styles of art, which leads me on to the next section of the video, which is going to be super brief, which is the models I use and what I use them for. Obviously, more on these models will be in future videos on the channel. This one is what I found the best in the extras tab to remove JPEG artifacts. It's called Cyanogen DJPEG 300,000 4x Face Update Sharp. This was my favorite for a long time when I was upscaling portrait images for training datasets. 4x Universal Upscaler V2 Sharp. This was my favorite go-to until I found 4x FFHQDAT. I still go back to it from time to time. 2x Lexica Sharp. I spent a lot of time trying to find different upscalers with the word sharp in them because of 4xUltraSharp. I'm making things sharp, but I was trying to find something else that made things sharp. This is really good for upscaling a training image that already has a lot of detail in it. You just want to make it a tiny bit sharper. VHS Sharpen. This is really, really good for different art styles, like generating stuff like old photography. Like on your screen right now, you could see some images from when I generated images from a Laura I trained for Kristen Ritter, where I was experimenting with making images that looked like old Polaroids from the 90s. Again, this is another one I have in my Patreon if you want to tinker with it, or tinker with the training data for it. Again, 4x FFHQDAT, that's your one go-to. You should be starting with this one before testing any other one. And then 4x Anime Sharp, this is the one I fall back to for some painting or drawing art styles, not just anime, like we talked about. Okay, now for the outro. For any of those other creators who I trolled in the beginning of the video and you made it this far into the video, actually thank you, heart shapes. Why not try a swing at my editing style and pick on me a little bit in the video, and I'll do a reaction because that would be fun. For the rest of the outro, I'm just gonna show a bunch of images that I've upscaled or generated. It's a whole mix. Who knows what? Most of them are gonna be upscaled with 4x FFHQDAT. Others, different upscalers, but just enjoy the art, and I'll see you in the future, time travelers.